Hi everyone, this is Digital SAT number 1, Math section, Module 1, and I will answer and explain within 12 minutes. All right, let's begin. Number 1, what is 10% of 470? One decimal place over, so 47b. Number 2, which equation has the same solution as the given equation? Minus 6 on both sides, 4x is equal to 12, x is equal to 3, and when you plug it in, you get 4 times 3 is equal to 12, which is why C is the answer. Number 3, the total cost in dollars to rent a surfboard consists of a $25 service fee, $10 per hour rental fee. The 25 is a flat cost and the 10 is per hour. A person rents a surfboard for 2 hours and a maximum of $75. So it has to be less than or equal to $75. This is equal to answer choice D. Number 4, the function g is defined by g of x equals x squared plus 9. What value of x is gx equal to 25. So we're going to plug that in and we get 16 is equal to x squared, or x is equal to 4a. Number 5, each face of a fair 14-sided die is labeled with a number from 1 through 14. If the die is rolled one time, what is the probability of rolling a 2? So there's 14 total chances and there's only one that has the number 2, so the answer is A. A printer produces posters at a constant rate of 42 posters per minute. At what rate in posters per hour? So 42 posters in a minute. But to get an hour, we times it by 60, since there's 60 minutes in an hour, and we're able to get 2,520 posters. Number 7, the function f is defined by the equation, what is the value of f of x when x equals 4? We plug it in, so we get 7 times 4 plus 2, which is 30. Number 8, a teacher is creating an assignment worth 70 points. The assignment will consist of questions worth 1 point and 3 points. Which equation represents this equation where x represents the number of 1-point questions and y represents the number of 3-point questions? X plus 3y equals 70d. Number 9, right triangles LMN and PQR are similar, where L and N correspond to P and Q. Angle M has a measure of 53 degrees. What is the measure of angle Q? It would be the same degrees, which is B. Number 10, y equals negative 3x, 4x plus y equals 15. Solve for the value of x. So we're going to use substitution here. So 4x minus 3x is equal to 15. Therefore, x is equal to 15. C. Number 11, which of the following equations appropriate linear model for the data? The y-intercept is 10. It's a downward slope. So this is a negative y-intercept. And then we should have a negative slope. So B is the answer there. Number 12, the graph of y equals f of x is shown. For how many values of x does f of x equals 0? So this is how many when y equals 0. So that would be this line here, and it intersects 1, 2, 3 times. C. Number 13, Vivian bought party hats and cupcakes for $71. Each package of party hats cost 3, and each cupcake costs 1. If Vivian bought 10 packages of party hats, so P equals 10, how many cupcakes did she buy? So 30 plus C is equal to 71. Subtract 30 on both sides, and we get C is equal to 41. Number 14, what is one of the solutions to the given equation? So we have two numbers that multiply to equal negative 24, and two numbers that add to equal 10, and it's going to be negative, it would be 12 and negative 2. So z minus 2, z plus 12 equals 0. Therefore, z is either 2 or negative 12, which are the two answers. 15, bacteria are growing in a liquid growth medium. There were 300,000 cells per milliliter during an initial observation. The number of cells per milliliter doubles every 3 hours. So this is going to be doubling, and this is going to be showing that it's going to be every 3 hours that it occurs. How many cells per milliliter will there be? 15 hours. So T is equal to 15. So we plug this in and get 300,000, 2 to the 5th power, which is 300,000 multiplied by 32, which will be 9.6 million, which is D. Number 16, which expression is equivalent to this? And so we're going to take out 6. We're going to take out x squared, and we'll take out y squared. So we have 6 x squared, y squared. So we have remaining x to the 6th power plus 2. And the answer choice is C. All right, number 17. A neighborhood consists of a 2-hectare park and a 35-hectare residential area. The total number of trees in the neighborhood is 3,934. They have the equation for you. Which of the following best interpretation of x? So they're looking for what does this x mean? And the x is attached to the 2-hectare park. This total number is representing the number of trees. And the 2 is the 2-hectare. So this has to be the number of trees per hectare within the park, right? In order to cancel out to get number of trees. So essentially we're looking for this, the number of trees per hectare, and we look at answer choice A, average number of trees per hectare in the park. Okay, number 18. The graph shows a relationship. Which equation could represent this relationship? So I look for the two easiest points, which is 0, 40, and 60, 0, and I'm going to find which one corresponds to this. So starting with answer choice A, if I plug in 0 for x, I get y equals 12, so that's not true. For number B, I put in 0 and I get 12y equals 480, or y equals 40, which is true. So I'm going to check the other number. I'm going to plug in 0 for y this time, and I get 8x equals 480, and x is equal to 60. So B is the answer here. All right, number 19. Circle A has a radius of 3n, and circle B has a radius of 129n. The area of circle B is how many times the area of circle A. So the area is pi r squared, so I'm going to do pi 3n squared. And this side would be pi 129 squared, 29n squared. Sorry, not n squared. And so this is going to be 9n squared pi, while this side would be 129 times 129, which is 16,641 n squared pi. And it's asking how many times is the area of circle A going to be circle B. So we're going to take 16,641 and then divide it by 9, which gets us 1849. Answer choice D. Okay, number 20. The frequency table shows 57 data values in a data set. What is the maximum data value in the data set? So the maximum value would be 14 regardless of the frequency. We can ignore this part. So 14 would be our answer there. Number 21, a circle in the XY plane has a diameter with endpoints 2,4 and 214. An equation of the circle is this, where r is a positive constant. What is the value of r? This is looking for a radius. So if I draw it out really quickly, we get 2,4, 214. Based on our y values, we can figure out the diameter is equal to 10. Therefore, the radius would be equal to 5. Number 22, we have the measure of angle r is 2 pi over 3 radians. The measure of angle t is 5 pi over 12 radians greater. What is the measure of angle t in degrees? So t is going to be 5 pi over 12 plus the 2 pi over 3, which is angle r. And we're going to simplify this and get 5 pi over 12 plus 8 pi over 12, which is going to be 13 pi over 12. Each pi is going to be about 180 degrees, so we're looking for a value that is slightly over 180, which is going to be C, 195. Number 23 says a certain town has an area of 4.36 square miles. What is this area in square yards? So it's 4.36 miles squared. We have to convert that into miles, convert miles into yards, and then square it once again. So if we square root this, we get 2.088 miles times 2.088 miles. So we can then convert this into yards by multiplying it by 1,760, and we get 3,674.98 yards. So then to get this into yards squared, we're going to multiply this by itself, square it, and we get the answer of 13.5 million, which is answer choice D. Number 24, for line H, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y. Line K is a result of translating line H down 5 units. So I'm going to go ahead and translate it 5 units down for each one. So 23, 155, the x remains constant. And then I'm going to find, since I need to find the x-intercept of this new line, I need to find the equation of the line. So I'm going to find the slope first by taking the first 2 points. We get 30/5 is equal to 6. So y equals 6x plus b. I'm going to plug in the first point. 125 equals 6 times 18 plus b. 125 equals 108 plus b. So b is equal to 17. So now we have our equation y equals 6x plus 17. And we can plug in y equals 0, since that will be where the x-intercept is located. So negative 17 equals 6x. X equals negative 17 over 6, which is answer choice D. Number 25, in the xy plane, the graph of the equation y equals negative x squared plus 9x minus 100 intersects. So this is going to be a parabola that looks something like this, and it intersects at exactly 1 point. So it's going to be at this vertex location. So what we can do is solve for the x value of the vertex. So it's going to be negative 9 over negative 2, which is 9/2. So this is the x value. And then we just need to find the y value. So we're going to plug this in. So y equals negative 9/2 squared plus 9 times 9/2 minus 100. And we get negative 81/4 plus 81/2 minus 100. Again, negative 81/4 plus 162/4 minus 100. Simplify this, it becomes 81/4 minus 100. Change the denominator to 400/4, and we get negative 319/4, which is answer choice C. Number 26, for each real number R, which of the following points lie on the graph of each equation, the xy plane for the given system? So if we were to simplify this, we get 10x plus 15y equals 35. So there are coinciding lines. They're the same exact line, meaning that we only have to check for one of the equations since they're the same exact thing. So let's start with answer choice A. So we get 10r/5 plus 70 plus negative 15/5 plus 35 times 15. So already I can actually 525. I can already know that this is not going to be the answer. First of all, if I further simplify and show you, we have 3r plus 525 equals 35. We have negative r here, and we have a number that is way too large compared to the right side. So I'm going to immediately move on to answer choice B. And so we're going to get 10 negative 30r/2 plus 70/2 plus 15r is equal to 35. And we get negative 15r plus 35 plus 15r is equal to 35. And so these cancel out, and we get 35 and 35. That also cancels out. So 0 equals 0, meaning that B is our answer choice. All right, our last question in this module is number 27. The perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 624. The height of this triangle is k square root 3. What is the value of k? So first of all, since it's an equilateral triangle, we can recognize that this divided by 3 is going to give us each side. Furthermore, we know each angle is 60 degrees since it's equilateral. And so when I break this down, I'm going to actually break down one side of this triangle to make sure it's in the right triangle. And so we have 60 degrees here. We just cut it in half. So this is 30 degrees. The 208 divided by 2 becomes 104 here, and this is still going to be 208. So this is a typical 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. So the side that is across 60 degree is going to be 104 square root 3, meaning that the value of k is going to be 104. So that is the end of module 1 of SAT Digital SAT number 1. If it was helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe since I will be putting out more test problems for you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment and ask me as well. Reminder that although I did take a little over 12 minutes, it is 35 minutes that you are allotted for each module, so you'll have plenty of time to solve these questions. Thank you, everyone.